Well, hey all, and welcome back. If you're like me, you enjoy real great kits from Bandai, but you have a disdain for the crummy stickers they include with them. I've actually been on the hunt for water slide decals for various kits, and I'm on the Discord group for Show Z Store and Gundam It. And while talking about stickers I wish I could get, they actually reached out to me and said, hey, we want to start carrying stickers. We'll send you some to review. So we got a package in the mail today, and we will check it out. So the first thing I want to show is how they arrived. And because my first concern was, how do you send stickers across the ocean and not get them all bent up? This seems to be a pretty firmly packaged set of stickers. But let's go ahead and go on to the next layer. And shutting that first layer, we have some bubble wrap and another layer on the inside. And within that, we have another layer. And inside there, we have our stickers from Evolution Studio. And as you can see, this has been packed pretty well. We have cardboard to support it to keep from getting bent. We have plenty of waterproof packaging. And inside, we have two sets of decals. One set is going to be for GaoGaiGar, and the other set is for GoldyMarg, who you see here in fist form. Now let's go ahead and get a closer look at these decals. I just want to look at these quickly out of the packaging so you can get a clear look at the instructions, as well as how well the decals are printed. So what you see here is the instructions behind the label. And it's pretty simple, and I'll actually go over a demo installing these for you guys. Now, here are the decals themselves, and we remove the protective sheet, and you can see these are printed rather clearly. I think they look quite good. So let's go ahead and jump into the demo portion and see how to put these guys on. So I have you all at my modeling table, and I'm going to show you what we're going to work with before we get started. Here we have the water slide decals that we're going to put on the kits, as well as the original decals that came with the kits. We have our instructions for both kits. We will need to reference these for knowing where to place each of the decals. I have a shallow bowl of water here that I use so they can submerge the stickers, but also easily get them out with the tweezers. And over here we have a cutting pad, which we'll use to cut the decals off the sheet, tweezers for picking things up and putting them in the water, a toothpick, which I like to use to slide the decal off the sheet, a Q-tip for drying, as well as a special tool for drying that I may use on my own, but I'm going to demo this with a Q-tip just so anyone who has any of these items should be able to do this themselves. So I have the hammer portion here, and I'm demoing this one because it's just easy to position and hold still while I place things on here for the camera. I will be demoing this sticker here. It is number 1 on the sheet, and the numbers do match on the decal sheet. Going over the directions, it says cut out the portion you want, dip into clean water no more than 5 seconds, till the decal is able to move on the supporting paper, slide. So essentially what that means is once you can move it off the paper, then take it out and you can slide it onto the model part. After that, we can take a Q-tip and dry it off. It says 2 to 3 times, and it should be set. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take our sheet, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to make sure I have it upside down so I know which side to place back. And we want to cut this decal here. This is where your blade, I should mention this before, but you should also use a blade. And I'm just going to cut this off. You do want to be careful, but since this is an edge one, it is not much of an issue. And so we have our decal removed, and that's what makes this a bit easier at this point. So then we're going to place it in the water. We want to make sure we keep it flat. Bring this forward. We get our sticker out. Now some I've had to leave in a little bit longer. So I'm going to take my toothpick here and I'm going to see if I can slide it around. It's got a little bit of movement, a little bit more wet. And something that's not in the instructions that I like to do is set it on a paper towel for a moment while I get my toothpick ready. And what we want to do is get it into position. So it is going to go this way. The decal is going to sit above this line right here, I believe. And so then we're going to go and see how it slides right off. So since it's still wet, what's so nice about these is we can position it exactly where we want it. So I'm going to get lined up pretty straight, as you can see there. And then we take our Q-tip and we roll it. So we're not going to rub it, we're going to roll it. And we roll it on there a few times and it dries it off. And then we have an applied decal. And what I really love about these, and this actually went pretty well, is that we don't have the edges that you would have from the stickers that come with this. Let's go ahead and get a more detailed look. The quality looks good. It's very legible. I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the rest of these decaled up, and then we can see what the whole kit looks like with the water slides. And here we have both the mecha decaled up. Now I will give you a heads up, I do have some left over on this sheet and another half of the sheet because I did not do the entire inner robot mode, largely because I need to get this review done because this took a lot longer than I expected. And two, I'm probably not going to disassemble it into this core modes. And I don't really feel like I need to decal up stuff that's not going to be seen. However, I'm going to keep these in case I change my mind down the road. I'll also note that I did use some of the decals that came with this originally because I didn't plan on getting water slides originally when I first built it quite a while back. And some of the decals I felt I needed to use, but I didn't actually use a whole lot of them. It was mostly the shiny metallic ones and stuff like that, like the special stickers you see here and the ones on the train. But that said, I have used pretty much all of the external stickers. Now let's go ahead and get a view of the before and after. As you can see in the before mode, it looks pretty good. It definitely has a more anime look. And once you add the decals, you get more line detail and visual cues to the figures that really pop. So I just want to give you guys a closer look at these. And as you can see, they do look pretty good. Honestly, they look as sharp and as good as the ones that came on the regular sticker sheets with the figure. Application was pretty easy. I would say they applied a little bit easier than water slides I've had from Bandai. They gave me very little trouble, except for areas like these where they had to go inside. And what it was is I kind of had to learn how to handle that. And by handle that, I mean some stickers went inside, like these silver ones, where other ones, like on the wings here, actually don't go inside the slots. And that was a mistake I had made when I first applied it. They rest over it. They actually have some overage that's clear that will make it float above the hole. I'm actually not a huge fan of that. I would have rather stickers gone on the inside. And so some areas I didn't use those just because I felt they were kind of necessary and they were kind of tedious to work with once I figured that out. Overall though, the rest of them went on very fine. I did have a little bit of sprinkling occasionally of some white material that would show up on here, and I believe it was maybe some flakes from the prints that might have been loose on the decals, and I just took some water on my toothpick and I would just scrape them off and it was no issue. They didn't set and it looks good. But the decals themselves, you can see in here, they look pretty sharp. You can see pretty close. See if we can get this to focus on us. That they don't have a lot of overage as far as the clear areas go, so they look very cohesive with the mech itself. But yeah, these are pretty good. I did have to, with water slide, there comes some hazards where you just have to make sure things are dry before you handle them, and sometimes I would shift things or whatever. But a lot of them, especially ones where there's multiples, there'll be like at least one extra, so it gives you some leeway if you mess one of them up, but you try not to mess them up if you can help it. Shot of the back, lots of nice detail here on Stealth Gal. I think it looks pretty good. I think I kind of like these open, just since we have all this stuff going on. It just adds a little more visual detail on here. But like I said, I think this is a good set. But I do definitely think I will pick up some more Evolution decals. And I want to thank Shozi Store and Gundamit for sending me a set to demo. I'm pretty happy with these, and I'll definitely check them out again. But anyway, let us know in the comments below if you think these decals really enhance your collection. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.